What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Young Abdul Jabbar, and I'm here with my first official video. Today, I will be talking about what will be going on during the week of basic military training for airmen, or if you're looking forward to BMT and you are in the Air Force. This is really for Air Force only because ours is 7.5 weeks, and I am in tech school, and I've been here for almost 2 months. And so let's get straight to it. First off, 0 week. Going to be a whole lot of vaccines, a lot of processing, beginning drill 1, stationary drill. So it's like left face, right face, about face, just stuff like that. Just stationary, easy drill that anybody can pick up. Will be assigned details and leaders, as in element leaders, like dorm chief, and then you have different details, as in child running, laundry crew, this something like that, and everyone gets a job. So personally, the best jobs, I'm gonna do a video on that. And that's probably gonna be my next video on the best job to choose while in BMT and the worst job to choose in BMT. And yeah, but you get issued duffel bags with your PT clothing, white socks, OCP shirts. You get your dress blue undershirts, and they like V-neck shirts, but they uncomfortable. They real thin, they're real thin V-neck shirts. And are they real uncomfortable? But you get those, you get your dress blue socks, just a lot of clothing, PT clothing, all of that. What else going on? When you first get there, of course you're gonna get your 1-minute phone call, tell you people that you made there safely, stuff like that. And it's not a sheet that you read off. A couple days later, probably 0 week, you just take a picture of your mailing address and you send it to your family so they can send you mail. And they're gonna have you're gonna have probably 2 assignments. Why did you join the Air Force, and a letter to yourself. But you don't see that letter to yourself. You don't see that. When you graduate, you don't see it. I thought you see the letter when you graduate, but you don't see it. They probably throw it in the trash. But week 1, that's it for week 0. But for week 1, you start PT. You got more processing the vaccines. You got your first church service, and luckily for the people out there that's joining now, you'll be able to go to the church services in person. And yeah, but when I was there, we wasn't able to do it for the first 2 weeks. But as the weeks go on, it's gonna get better But every Sunday is gonna be the best days. You're gonna be looking forward for those Sundays to just chill and just, what I'm saying, just talk and just have a little bit free time, since the MTIs aren't going to be there on Sundays. But they might pop in. They might pop in to check on you guys, stuff like that. You got drill 2, facing movements while moving. So that's left flanks and right flanks, and to the rears. Got columns, column rights and column lefts. More details, and you're gonna start PT, and you're gonna have your first PT unofficial test. So the standards of him are so high, everyone should pass. For the males, minimum push-ups is minimum push-ups and sit-ups is 12 a piece. You have to run a mile and a half in 18 minutes. But as the weeks go on, the standards are going to get lower higher and higher, so you can start pushing yourself more during those PT days and PT mornings, and plus those run days every Saturday. And every day is a different PT So like on Mondays is aerobic training A, Tuesdays is strength training A, Wednesdays is aerobic training B, Thursday is strength training B, and then Friday is probably going to be strength training. Not strength training, aerobic training A again, and then on Saturdays you're going to have your run days, depending on the weather. So you're going to be looking forward to that. And then PT is only like 45 minutes to an hour a morning, so it go by fast too. Anyways, so yeah, you got that. You got more details, and since you're doing PT, that means you have to shower after you do PT, so that's going to be details twice a day, and details is after you shower. So details in the morning, and then details before breakfast or after breakfast, and then details before dinner or after dinner. So around probably like 4:40, not 4:45, probably like 5:15, or like latest probably around like 6:30. Then you have athletic training appointments, and I have had an athletic training appointment a couple times. A couple times, and I have actually get it because it's not worth it going through the whole BMT, not telling them that something was wrong, and then later on it turns into a problem. Like, they'll work with you, they'll give you waivers to where you won't have to do certain stuff, but don't take that to advantage. Don't take that to your advantage, because you do have to do a PT test. So the longer you wait out, the longer, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. You have RLE, and they teach you how to organize your security drawer that's in your locker, and then they teach you how to make your beds. The 0 week, but they want you to fully have it down pack first week, and they want you to do it in a certain amount of time. Like, they gave us 10 minutes, but that every bed had to be done at a, like, look good. Every bed had to be crisp and good and tight, hospital corners, all that. Week 2, you start class, continuation of drill 2. So a lot of moving drills. Like I said, like right flanks and left flanks and to the rears and stuff like that. Beginning of weapon mechanic carrying procedures. And I forgot to mention, but when you get your weapon, or I think week 1, they have a class about EC duty, and a lot of YouTubers don't talk about EC duty, and I'm glad. I'm probably gonna be the first person to talk about EC, and EC is entry control, and that is every 2 hours. So it start at 12 o'clock at night, 0-100, and they end at 0-100. But it's every single day, and the only time you don't have EC is if the whole flight has an appointment. And EC is really like entry control, and so one person is on the book marking down everything that enters and exits the door, and then one person is watching the door. And you have to learn like different procedures, and you have to like really like study the handbook and stuff like that, because the MTI can come out of nowhere and say bomb, like a bomb threat or something like that, and you have to know what to do, like, you know what I'm saying? So EC is every 2 hours. So one person for you do accountability every hour at the top of the hour. So from 0-100 you do accountability, but 0-100 people asleep, so you're just going around counting heads, and you're checking the security drawers, make sure everyone's locked, and if it's not locked, or if someone is missing, then you write it down in the book. And then during the day, you do accountability when everybody's asleep, because you don't want to do accountability when everybody is asleep and you yelling and you wake people out their sleep. So during the day and when everyone is up, do accountability, and you go off their roster numbers, stuff like that. And everyone has a different roster number. So yeah. So that's entry control, and you start that week 1. But when you get your weapon, then you have to hold your weapon while doing EC. That's EC, and you have to learn reporting procedures, like entering the instructor's office and exiting the instructor's office, and then you have to learn how to do reporting procedure going into like the first sergeants or like CQ, like the CQ tunnel. You have to learn the reporting procedures for that as well. And it's actually in the day room, you're going to be watching a lot of videos about stuff like that. Like if you don't know how to shave or if you don't know how to tie a tie, there's videos on it's like this little pamphlet, and it has like a bunch of different videos on it that teaches you how to, you know what I'm saying, do certain stuff, or you know what I'm saying, like instructions on stuff. So that's that. And then you have intro to classroom. So like week 2, you start going to classes and you actually do surveys. And a lot of surveys, you're probably gonna do about 3 surveys, quality and BMT, and it's just to, you know what I'm saying, just to, so yeah, basic leadership, character, GI Bill programs, just a bunch of classes, and you have mandatory study times for those classes too. And then out of week 2, you're out of ROM. So that means that you'll be able to go to the mini mall and you'll be able to go to Reed without having to wait for a shuttle. So you'll be able to march over there, depending on the flight condition. And yeah. Week 3. Okay, so week 3, you have another church service on that Sunday. Like I said, you're gonna have one every Sunday. You have the PRC, military entitlements class, suicide awareness and prevention class, and you have comprehensive airman class, and one more class you have that week is personnel, interpersonnel interactions class, and that's all in 1 week. But certain classes you're going to have in the squadron, but every class is going to be taught by an MTI or an former, like ex-military personnel. But every class is going to be run by at least someone that's been in the military. Like it's rare that a civilian teach one of these classes, but it can happen. So yeah. But 2 of those classes, or all of those classes you're going to have in the PRC, especially the suicide awareness class. That is a big thing in the military. So yeah, you're gonna have your 3rd week of training, PT appraisal, and like I said earlier in the video, the standards for that one is very different from the first one. They want you to at least pass, like show some type of improvement in that one. So yeah. Dress appearance, OCP, you get your OCPs, and that is with clothing issue number 2. And clothing issue number 2 is you get your OCPs and you get your blues and you get your boots. And it's a lot, like there's a lot of stuff. Like take your duffel bag down, and about the time you leave, your duffel bag is packed. You have your service code and stuff, and you have to march all the way back to your squadron. It was a pain in the rear to walk all the way back, and it was hard. Week 3, you're going to be having like 4 classes, and they're going to be teach by military personnel or ex-military, like former, like people that have been in the military, preferably Air Force, or you know what I'm saying, but MTIs do teach these classes, so be aware. And you have military entitlements, you have suicide prevention and awareness, you have comprehensive airmen, and you have PII class. I forgot what that stands for. Anyways, but yeah, you have that. You have your second clothing issue where you get your OCPs, you get your blues, you get your boots, and it's like a lot. Like you get 4 sets of OCPs. You get like 2 short sleeve blue shirts, 2 long sleeve blues shirts. You get like 4 blues pants. I think 2 blues pants. You get your belt. You get your blues cap, service coat. You get your all weather purpose coat, like a trench coat. You get your service coat. It's like a lot, like, and you have to put it in your duffel bag and march all the way back to your squadron with it. It took a long time. Like, it was to the point where they had to give us a totem, and a totem is just like an MRE but with less stuff, and it's all right. Like, it's certain ones you gotta watch out for, and there's certain ones that's good, and there's certain ones that's bad. So yeah, and you have recruit living area number 2, where that's marking your OCPs, and you're marking your boots, and you're marking like different stuff. But in week 1, you have recruit living area number 1, where you mark your running shoes, you mark your PT shirts, PT pants, PT jacket, and PT jogging pants, and you learn how to fold your necessities, as in like your underwear, your shirts, stuff like that as well. And if you don't know how to fold something, I advise you to go to someone that's the best at folding something and getting their help, so you won't get yelled at. And just like helping out, like that's the main thing, the main purpose for these tasks and recruit living area, like progress checks and stuff like that, as I'll talk in later on in the video or the next video, is for you to help one another. It's really not individually. Like, you have to help one another to actually pass these tasks and stuff like that. Like, look over your fellow wingmen and stuff. And you have your dry clean the brief the same day, if not the same day, then probably the same week, because you're getting all these clothes. And we, as a flight, we washed our OCPs like a couple times together, but passing it out was a hassle. Like, it was a hassle. Passing out was a hassle. But you have weapons, tactical movements. You have that, and that was fun. Like, it's certain classes and it's certain activities that's fun. Like, it's fun. Like, it's fun. And that's really it for week 3. And then you have nutrition principles and financial readiness, and all of those classes that I listed before this are going to be in the PRC as a whole squadron. Like, your whole squadron is going to be there, and you're going to have different teachers, MTIs, teaching these classes. But yeah, but that concludes the video for today, guys. I will be uploading week 4 through week 7 in a couple days, probably like in the next week, because I'm going to be busy with school and stuff like that, because I'm in tech school. But yeah, if you have any questions about BMT or any video suggestions for me to upload, please put them in the comment section below. And if you have any questions for me, or any like tips for you to join the Air Force, because I actually recommend you to join the military. And if you need any help, or like the ASVAB, anything like that, or any tips, just let me know in the description, and I'll try to help you as best as I can. Well, yeah, it's your boy, Young Abdul Jamal, and I am out for today. Peace.